What a year this has been in the church, in the kingdom. I've had some stuff on my mind, and with the passing of Voddie Baucham, it has really just been stirred in my heart to share this word. I think that what we're seeing right now is what some are calling, and I've seen some people using this term, sort of a changing of the guard in the kingdom. We've had some incredible men of God, some incredible leaders of God, some of the most deep biblical thinkers, some of the best Bible teachers that the church has known for generations past. Just this year we've seen that in Voddie Baucham, most recently Charlie Kirk, John MacArthur, Sproul, James Dobson, I believe, also passed this year. It has just been an incredible run of men that we've lost. But I've been thinking about this, and every one of them would say this, by the way: we didn't lose them. They were brought up into their great reward. So they're in heaven. You know, to be absent from the body and presence with the Lord, that's what they're experiencing. They're experiencing the fullness of that joy. And so we don't mourn for them. But I have been thinking about what that means for the kingdom. And I've had this thought on my mind that I want to speak over you and I want to encourage you with. And it's this: it is simply that when God calls home generals, he raises up lieutenants. And I hope that encourages you, because God is calling us to be lieutenants in the kingdom. So when he raises up generals, which he did, and some of these men, they were generals, leaders, warriors. They were doing great things for the kingdom, and he's called them home. But when God calls home generals, he raises up lieutenants. And I've been thinking about Elijah and Elisha, and how when Elijah went to get Elisha, he laid his cloak on him to represent like that this anointing, this prophetic calling is on your life too, young man, is what he was saying to him. And then Elisha follows. And then when Elijah is taken up into heaven, he doesn't even taste death, he's taken up into heaven. Well, his clothes fall there, and Elisha picks up that mantle. He picks up that cloak and puts it on as a representation that, hey, God's called home a general. I'll be a lieutenant and I'll rise up. And so I want to encourage you. God is calling men of God, women of God who have been silent on the sidelines to begin to speak up. And so I want to encourage you, if you've been quiet in your faith, begin to be bold, because the generals have gone to heaven and it's time for lieutenants to rise up. Listen, young people, if you've been quiet about your faith or you haven't known how to speak your faith, I want to challenge you, begin to study, begin to follow pastors. If you're going to be on your screen, follow pastors and leaders and communicators that are going to lead you into the word. Apologists, learn how to communicate and defend your faith. Listen, if you haven't been going to church, if you're just a Christian, you haven't been going to church, go to church. If you've been going but not serving, begin to serve. If you've been serving but not leading, begin to lead. I'm just telling you, this is a season. If God has called home his generals, he's raising up his lieutenants, and I'm encouraging you to be one of those lieutenants. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.